So hi everyone, in this video I am going to discuss about linear probing. So suppose that we have these keys, so 25 and then 10, 54, 38, 36, 18, 28, 12, 90, and then 41, right? So we want to add this into our hash table. So how can we do that? Suppose we have these indices, so 0, no? This will be our index and then our key index in the hash table. So we have assuming number of buckets equals 13. So this is just an assumption that the number of buckets is equal to 13. It's a given. But more often, the number of buckets will also be the number of keys in your map or dictionaries. Okay, so our index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12, since we have 13 buckets. Okay, so what we are going to do is to store these keys into our hash table. Okay, essentially what we do is we have the key will be converted into an index. So we have a hash function that converts the key into the index, yeah, or index in the hash table. So okay, so the most common na or easiest or simplest actually na way or hash function is to taking the modulo, or we are essentially compressing the values into the hash table. So by using the modulo. So if you remember, the formula is key modulo the number of buckets, okay, or n in this case. In this case, it's 13. So let's start with 25. So 25 modulo 13 is equal to 12. So we are going to put 25 here in this bucket, 12 na bucket. And then next is for 10. So 10 modulo 13 is just 10 also. So we are going to put 10 in this bucket, in the 10th na bucket. Next is we have the 54. 54. 54 modulo 13 is equal to 2. So you can verify this in your calculators, the remainders. Now, 54 must be put in the second na bucket. So we put 54 here. Okay. And next is 38. Now, 38 modulo 13 is equal to 12. So there is some collision happening here because in the 12th bucket, 25 na key is already here. So let's just say we add 38 here for now. Okay. So we just add 38 there to show the collisions. Okay, so let's mark it. Collision. Okay. Next is we have 36. So we are done with 54, 38, and then next would be 36. So 36 modulo 13 is equal to 10. So we have another collision here. So we add 36 in the 10th bucket. Okay, so another collision there. Next is we have 18. So let's put 18 here. 18 modulo 13 is equal to 5. It's 5. So we put 18 in the 5th bucket, right? And next is we have 28. Now 28 modulo 13 is equal to 2. So, but in the second bucket, 54 is already there. So we have a collision. So we just add 28 here. Now we have 12. So 12 modulo 13 is just 12. So in the 12th bucket, 25 and 38 are already here. So let's just add 12 here also. Okay, and then we have 90. Now for 90, modulo 13, it's also 12. And well, as you can see in the 12th bucket, there's already a 3 na keys there that are mapped to this index. So let's just say we add 90 here. Okay, and then lastly, so we are done with 18, 28, 12, 90. Now we have the 41. 41 modulo 13 is equal to 2. So 2. So in the second bucket, so we already have 54 and then the 28. So we just add here 41. So as you can see, given this kind of simple hash na function, so there are a lot of collisions. So how can we possibly avoid, I mean, collision is happening, but what can we do to look for slots for this keys like the 38 or 12, 90 wherein key is already inserted in that bucket. Okay, so one way to do that is by using linear probing. So let's just rewrite our keys again. So essentially, what we are going to do is to look for possible na available slots for these keys. So let's rewrite it again. So we have 25, 10, 54, 38, 36, 18, and then 28, 12, 90, and then 41. Okay. Let's see. Let's redo our hash table. So we have the index as well as the key. Okay. And then for index, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. Okay. Okay, so let us check. Let us start with 25. 25. Let me change the color of this one. So let's start with 25. So 25 modulo 13 is 12 and 12 is empty. So let's just put 25 here. Okay. And the next is 10 modulo 13 is 10. So let's just put 10 here. So 10 is also empty. So we add 10 there. And then 54. For 54 modulo 13, it's actually 2. So second bucket is also empty. So we add 54 here. And next we have 38. 38 modulo 13 is 12. So here we're supposed to put it here, but then there's already a collision. So what we are going to do is we are going to probe to do a linear probing. So initially we had 38. 38 modulo 13 equals 12, right? So what we are going to do is just add 1 to 38. So look for the next na slot. So we have 38 slot. 38 plus 1 modulo 13 is equal to 0. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be 12 only because we only have 13 buckets and we started with a 0. Okay. So what we are going to do is to put 38 in the 0th bucket. And we know that 0 is empty, so we just add 38 here. Oops, let me change. It's supposed to be blue. 38 here. Okay, now we are done with the 38. Let's look for 36. 36 modulo 13 must be put in is equal to 10. So we are supposed to put 36 here, but then the 10th key is already here. So what we are going to do is we have 36 modulo 13 equals 10, right? So we just do linear probing. So we are going to add 36 on the 11th pocket. So how did we do that? We just have to add 1 to the key, so modulo 13, and that will give you a 11. All right? So now we are also done with 36. So let us look for 28. 18. So for 18 modulo 13 is, as you can see here, is equal to 5. So, and then if we look at the 5th bucket, it's empty. So let's add 18 here. No problem so far. And next, 28. For 28, for 28, modulo 13 is equal to 2. So, but then we are supposed to put 28 here, but it's already occupied by 54. So, what we are going to do is put 28 on the next na slot. Okay? And formally, we did that by adding 1 to 28. Plus 1 modulo 13 equals 3. Okay? Okay, we are done with 28. Now for modulo 12. So, next 12 modulo 13 is 1. Modulo 13 is 12. Okay, and if we look at the 12th bucket, it's already occupied. So what we are going to do is look at the next bucket. So we can, since we are using a modulo, it will be circular. So we are going to look for 0 again. And we did that by adding 1 to 12. So 12 plus 1 modulo 13 is equal to 0. Okay, 12 plus 1 modulo 13 is equal to 0. But in this case, it is also 0th na bucket is also occupied by another key, which is 38. So we are going to probe again and look at the next na bucket. So in this case, it is in 1. So we are, since it is empty, so we are going to add 12 in there. So what did we do there? So we have 12. Initially, it's 12 modulo 13, and then 12 plus 1 modulo 13. Now, it would be 12 plus 2 modulo 13. That's 14 modulo 13 is just equal to 1. Okay, that's why we have added 12 in the first na bucket. Okay, now for the 90. Now, 90 modulo 13 is equal to 12. Okay, let's check again. Let's do this one by one. So 90 modulo 13 is 12. Now, we want to put 90 here, but it's occupied by 25. Okay, so we are going to do linear probing. So you go to 0th na bucket, and we did that by 90 modulo 90 plus 1, rather. 90 plus 1 modulo 13, which is equal to 0. So 91 modulo 13, 0, because it's divisible by 13. So, but it's already occupied. So we are going to probe again. Let's look at the next na bucket. Again, it is occupied. So we did that. How did we go to the first bucket? It's just 90 plus 2 modulo 13. And that is equal to 1. Okay, so 92 modulo 13. Since it is still occupied, let's look for another bucket, which is the second bucket, but it's also occupied. So how did we go to the second bucket? It's just 90 plus 3 modulo 13, and it is equal to 2. Okay, now still, again, not empty. So let's look for another bucket, which is the third one, and it's 28. 28 is yeah, it's a third bucket pala, and it's occupied by 28. So we don't want that. How did we get to the third bucket? It's just 90 plus 4 modulo 13, which is equal to 3. Okay, and we go to the next bucket again. We continue probing. So 90 plus 5 modulo 13 is equal to 4. And in this case, finally, it's become empty. It's empty, rather. So we add 90 here. Okay, so we are done with that. Now what about for 41? So 41 modulo 13 is equal to 2. Okay, let me erase some of this one. Okay. So 41 modulo 13 is 2. So we are supposed to add 41 here, but it's not available. So we are going to probe and look for the next bucket, which is the third one, not available. We look for the next bucket again, still not available. Look for the next bucket, which is 5, still not available. So on the sixth bucket, finally it is empty. So we are going to add 41 in there. So what did we do? How did we do the linear probing? So we just initially, let's say, add 1 to look for the next no slot. So this will be equal to 3, and then not empty. And then 41 plus 2 modulo 13 is equal to 4. So still not empty, occupied by 90. And then look for the fifth one. So 41 plus 3 modulo 13, which is equal to 5. Okay, still not empty. So 41 plus 4 modulo 13 is equal to 6, the sixth na bucket. So finally, 6 was empty earlier, so we added the 41 in there. Okay, so this is what we have done so far. This is how linear probing was done. All right. So for the next video, I am going to discuss quadratic probing. So which is another now way to solve collisions in hashing. Right? Thank you for listening.